Welcome everyone to icgaels.com. John Stanko being joined here by Paul Panik, head coach of the Iona baseball program, entering his third season. Coach, how you doing?
Not bad, man. All things considered, we're rocking and rolling here.
How was your holiday season? How was the turn into 2021?
It was different because there was so much gap time between the fall and the spring. I almost didn't know what to do with myself. Right? We didn't see the kids for so long. I'm kind of just doing what do I do with my hands type of thing.
Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's dig into this. What has the past month been like? Because there's been a lot that's happening. There's been talks about getting the kids back on campus. There's been the release of the spring schedule and its new format. So what's this last month been like for you kind of as a whole?
I think it's been challenging, right? Because we're juggling so many different levels, from scheduling to return to play protocols and getting our kids back and COVID tests and procedures and this and that. But I think it's been exciting because there's a light at the end of the tunnel almost, right? We haven't seen the kids in months, and so now I can finally see, like, we're here. The guys are back guys are back. A lot of them are back already, and Monday we'll see them on Monday.
What's the communication been like with you and the team? Obviously, not everyone is here on campus. Some people living off campus. Some people are arriving shortly. So what's your communication been like with the team as a whole?
It's just trying to stay relevant on Zoom and Zoom stuff, emails, notes, constantly. If I get something from the top, it goes right out. It's just, finding a way to stay in touch with your guys. A lot of text and a lot of phone call. Like, the guys have been really good to reach out to me and the staff, even just to say hi, what's going on, miss you guys. It's been pretty good.
Well, obviously, some things you guys are talking about has to be the release of the MAAC schedule, which came out last week, and its format, unique format, 4 games against every MAAC school, double headers for 2 games during a week. What are your thoughts kind of on the format just right off the bat?
I like it because normally we play an unbalanced schedule where we miss 2 teams. And, in a year like this where, travel's tough and, some of the other things, and especially, our tournament's going from 6 teams to 4 teams. So we as coaches felt that it would be more fair to, play everybody, right? Because, we could hypothetically miss the 2 best teams or the 2 worst teams, right? And that kind of creates an unlevel playing field. So we wanted to, especially with, losing the season last year, we kind of wanted to make sure that, we got as many conference games as possible, right? Because obviously staying in the tri-state area, there's no quarantines. There's, everybody's kind of the same across the board.
Yeah, it's the benefit of bus travel, if you will. Don't need to fly to a bunch of different places. How important is pitching depth going to be this year? I think you look at it right away, there's going to be 4 games in a single weekend. I think that's something that every school in the MAAC is going to have to deal with.
Yeah, and that's what we so it's kind of funny. We added a good bunch of guys and to what we already had, and the depth is going to be important, right? You're playing 7-9. So off the top of my head, was a 32 innings? My math is right. Like that's a lot of innings to cover, right? So in a typical MAAC weekend, a 9-7-9, you needed probably 6 guys, let's say, to I don't want to say get by, but like 6 good quality arms to be competitive. Now you're going to probably need 8-9 of them, right? Like, we're adding an extra 7-inning game, back-to-back days. It's tough. It's tough on some relievers. Some guys can't go back-to-back days. So you're going to need a couple extra bullpen guys and extra starters. So, I think we have the depth, but I guess as time will tell.
Well, as time will tell you, you have 14 new freshmen coming in, and that doesn't include a bunch of the transfers that came in as well. There's a lot of new puzzle pieces for you to play with and find that depth, not only on the mound, but also in the field. As you as a head coach, how exciting is this to play with all these new puzzle pieces and kind of see how they all fit in?
It's exciting, right? Obviously, the NCAA doesn't have a roster limit this year and some of the other stuff. And, some guys, some guys are going to flourish. Like, it's competition now, right? Like, guys understand that. I feel like we finally created a 2 or 3 deep at every position type of scheme. And, I feel that the best championship teams have that. not just necessarily on talent alone, but on being able to push the next guy behind you and everybody. You're trying to climb that ladder to get to the top spot, and you got somebody nipping at your heels, and now you're nipping at somebody else's heels. And I think that will bring the best out in not just the new guys, but the returners and the upperclassmen, right? You don't want complacency. Complacency kills, man, and I don't think we're going to have that.
Yeah, kind of everyone has to have that extra kind of fight in them because nothing's going to be given for granted this year. Everyone's got to fight for their spot. You mentioned the upperclassmen, some of the returners. Is there anyone in particular you're really thinking of, maybe a group of them who you're going to look to kind of lead the newcomers and also lead the team in this very unique type of season?
It's kind of interesting, right? Because we have a mix of transfer upperclassmen and straightaway upperclassmen, and trying to mold that. Like, it's hard to pick out guys in particular, right? But you look at the Sam Punzi's his fourth year here, like those type of guys, and then you look at like the Brendan Smith and Jake Libertor and Luca Latito, like those guys, like this is their second year, but they're upper leaders, good voice in the locker room. So it's like you kind of have to have a balance on, I guess, on both sides, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because different, as much as you want to say everybody's harmonious, there's different groups, right? You have some guys that are introverted. You got some different types of guys, and different guys grasp to different players. Not everybody grasps to the leader that's in your face. Not everybody grasps to the leader that is silent, follow me type of leader, right? So it's good for us to have kind of a blend of upperclassmen leaders that can kind of pave the way and kind of show the guys, hey, this is how to do it going this way. This is how to do it going this way.
I guess this is more of an umbrella question. This is curiosity to me. You, as a head coach, need to find a way to reach all of your student athletes, and everyone takes advice differently, whether they, like you said, introverted, extroverted, whether it be competitive fire you light in them or words of reinforcement saying, good job. How do you as a head coach balance that? And now, especially this year with an oversized roster?
I think it starts with communication. I mean, you got to know who to point in the face and who to kind of put the arm around. And I think that's some of that's trial and error. I think I know which guys, especially the upperclassmen, hey, which button I have to push on which guy, and which guy I can be a little bit harder on. But again, with the freshmen having the short fall and the limited practice time, it's I'm still learning them too. So they're learning me, I'm learning them. Like we, haven't really got heavy into the full team practice stuff. So how are they going to react to certain things? How are they going to react to me getting on them? How are they going to react to certain things? And I think it's just, for me, it's just trial and error. You got to see that, if you go this way to a guy and he kind of cowers in the corner, okay, well, maybe that's not the right method. Or if you go arm around and he does the same thing over and over, well, you got to switch. You try, and then there's that medium balance where you can get on them, but you still got to be soft with them.
So as a head coach, you set expectations for the team and for the players individually. You mentioned the shortfall and the unique winter that everyone had that we're going through now. How do you set the expectations for the individual players, knowing that the environment that they're training in is different from years past? How do you set those marks where you want everyone to progress equally, but maybe not everyone has the same resources to train at the same level? How is that for you as a head coach?
It's tricky, right? It's again, I go back to the communication word. It's communicating who's where. Where are my pitchers? Where's every guy? Hey, are you behind? Are you ahead? But yeah, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be competition. There's going to be guys that are going to be happy with their role. Some guys are going to be unhappy. That's just kind of the nature of the beast in this game. 9 guys play at a time, and you have 40 on a roster, right? So, you want everybody to compete, but I think that some guys are just going to have to understand, hey, I might have to wait my turn here. Keep pushing. Like, for me, the best 9 play. That doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Whoever I feel, my staff feels the best 9 will be out there. But it's not necessarily, a lot of times kids, run. If they don't like their situation, they kind of just bolt and try to, grass is greener over there. But like, if you look at the Alabama quarterback situation, it was pretty well chronicled.
Yeah.
going from back up, winning national championships to now he sticks it out, and then he's got to fight off the incoming guy, all these other guys to have his one shot, Heisman Trophy finalist, and there you go, right? So he persevered through it. So some of our guys are just going to have to understand that it's not just gonna come right away. The development will take more time. Usually freshmen, you see great strides kind of in that October, November range into the winter. And then when they come back, that's when they take their biggest stride. So obviously in this time, you're a little concerned about, hey, where are they? But you just got to trust the process that they're doing their work. And, you recruited them here and you trust them. So you just got to kind of let it ride.
Well, I think you're going to see kind of everyone's competitive fire jump out right away because you dive right into conference play. There's no non-conference tournaments. There's nothing like that. You open the season early March at home against St. Peter's. Hey, what's the message going to be to your team right away going, hey, every single game counts. There's no warm-ups. It's literally you got to play to win right away. And
that's the beauty about the whole competition thing, right? We don't have midweek games or non-conference where we can mix guys in and let guys kind of go. We're going to go with the best lineup. If our best player isn't hitting for 3-4 games, he's probably coming out of the lineup, right? And vice versa. And we're going to sub somebody in. So there's a sense of urgency that every single game is going to count, which obviously will play. For me, I'm going to have to do some things differently and manage some guys and manage my bench a little bit differently. But no, it's full steam ahead. Every game counts. It's a race to 40 and, finish in the top 4 and make the playoffs.
Well, Coach Panik, I think Gael Nation is excited to see it. I know your fans are excited to get you back on the diamond. So appreciate you taking the time to join me today, and we'll see you come early March.
Awesome, John. Thank you. Appreciate your time today.